Good afternoon and welcome to another RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under recap for Q News. My name is Michael James and I'm here again with this week's latest eliminated queen from the season. Now, this queen has been a very strong powerhouse contender to be reckoned with. She has survived again and again, and she has been most affectionately known by me as the season's power bottom. She is none other than the glorious Elektra Shock. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for those beautiful words.
Oh, you were amazing. It's got to be a tough job to be it's been so consistently in the bottom and still to be able to keep going. How hard was that?
It was tough. It's about keeping your spirits up, I guess, and keeping your confidence up. And I think that's what the show really brought out of me is that, you've got to have your own back first, and then a few good friends will help you get along the way. Do you know what I mean? I think the show brought that back out in me again.
Oh, that's fantastic. But I mean, having the friends is good, but also a lot of those girls really came for you. And that must have been really hard to deal with as well.
It was, yeah. There was definitely a few tears in hotel rooms. And I think as well that it came down to, there's a lot of pressure when you're making RuPaul's Drag Race. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's fighting against each other and wanting to win this grand prize. But also, we've got you guys in mind so much as well. We know that you love a bit of shade and we love a bit of banter. So I think it was like, because I did have, things that I was lacking in, my wigs and my costumes and things like that I want to improve and always want to be working on. I think it was just the first thing to go to, do you know what I mean, for shade. But it did sort of feel like it got a bit carried away at times. But that's when I sort of thought, time to step up and focus on yourself, girls, and, I'll focus on me. That's sort of how it went.
I know. I did love that in the previous episode, just obviously with the editing out of nowhere, you were just like, you know what, by the way, I'm going to take out Scarlett Adams. That's what I'm going to do here.
Yeah. I was like, you keep talking about me. Well, I'm fine. Here we go. Shut up.
Yeah. But you didn't get that chance. You didn't get to lip sync against her. Only one person so far.
I didn't. But you know what? Every time I lip synced with someone, it was some of the most fun we'd had on the show. Do you know what I mean? It was, we're performers at heart. Do you know what I mean? So every time we get to perform and show what we do, it's so much fun.
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of the great thing. Like there've been winners in the US seasons where we've seen where you've never actually seen them lip sync. Like I think Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah.
Never seen her lip sync even right up until the end. So it's great to see that talent showcased. Do you obviously have that element of joy in being able to do those lip syncs?
Yeah, like you don't want to be there, obviously, but and it's right up until the music starts playing that is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, so many times, we came back into the workroom and it was the most relaxed you were. You're so tense the whole time you're there. Do you know what I mean? You really are on edge to like perform and be liked and impress not just the judges, but you want to impress the other girls as well. You want to be seen as a contender.
Absolutely. And I mean, for somebody that can survive that many times and pull off such great lip syncs, I think you really were seen as a contender. There's a reason you're in the final five.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Now, and interesting that I raised this when I spoke to Anita, like there was three of you all from the same bar, all from New Zealand.
All from the same bar, yeah.
That's an interesting dynamic. How was that playing out for you, I suppose, in your head, knowing that they were there?
It was all right. I think right at the start, it was a bit like, oh, here's the bosses. And it's like, is there anyone else from Auckland? No, just me and my two bosses. Cool. Okay, great. But, we're as well as working together, we've got a great friendship. Like we have such mutual respect. I can do things they can't do. They can do things I can't do. So we work well together. It didn't really become a conflict on the show so much. But if anything, it brought us closer, to be honest.
No, that's great. Now, you've worked together before. You did the House of Drag together where they judged you and then you were runner-up on the program. What was the comparison in the dynamics from that one to this one?
I mean, it's always, like I said, it's always been like a mutual respect. Even on set there with all the other contestants, after we finished filming, they'd always see how we were and spend time with us. And Kita's given me so much drag, over the years. Like a lot of my wardrobe, like some of it is Kita's, cut down the middle and made to fit me. But so like there's a definitely strong friendship and connection there. It was just sort of fun. It was actually, if anything, it was nice to have them there because how it went with my relationship with the other girls that I met in the show, I needed that support network. Do you know what I mean? I needed someone to be able to go to and go, fuck, can they just shut up? You know, and that was what Keita was for me, definitely.
Has it changed anything for the three of you back home in terms of how everything operates and the relationship, or has everything just kind of gone back to how it was?
No, it's definitely changed, completely changed. So before I was working at Calypsy quite a lot, and now I'm not doing any Calypsys at the moment. I'm doing drag bingos and doing my own things and doing the Elektra Show sort of vibe. And even Keita and Anita have started doing so much more things on their own because they were so Keita and Anita before. And so I think it's great. It's really opened up so many more opportunities for all of us. And we have a whole new fan base, both in New Zealand and overseas. So I think, yeah, it's just sort of the world is our oyster all of a sudden.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have the whole world has been watching,
Yeah.
which is such a uniquely drag
It's
race
terrifying.
thing.
It's terrifying.
You have this program that normally, if a show just debuted in Australia, you would have an Australian audience, but
Yeah.
internationally, people are watching straight away. So, what's the international engagement been like? Have you heard from queens from overseas seasons?
Yeah, I had the most amazing message from Monique Hart, like the most amazing
Oh,
voice message of her sort of like live reacting to one of the lip syncs, and she was just like going off, and it was cool because it's those sorts of queens that are I see as such amazing performers. Do you know what I mean? That I look up to, just to see them enjoying what I'm doing. It's like it's another stamp of approval. Do you know what I mean? Just like being picked by RuPaul and being, you know, just having people enjoy what I'm doing. Yeah, I love it.
absolutely. What was I suppose the process like in terms of being selected? Like, it was just out of the blue, or did you have an inkling that you were going to be one of the ones that was picked?
No. It was so out of the blue. I mean, everyone hopes to be picked, and I think for a long time, everyone thought there would be a RuPaul's Drag Race Australia. You know, it was such a surprise for us Kiwi girls to have the opportunity at home. You know, I think when I got the call, I was told, I got the call from our producer Amanda, and she was like, you know, so something's happening, and we'd like you to audition. And I was like, oh, cool, you know. Well, and I think I guessed. I think I said, is it RuPaul's Drag Race? And she went, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool, okay. And then went through the audition process and waited and twiddled my thumbs and got the message that RuPaul loved my audition and that would love to have you on the show. And it was just like, it didn't feel, to be fair, it didn't feel real until we've watched it on TV, you know, because the whole thing was such a blur and it was so fast. And yeah, I don't know, it's been magical. It's been a ride, definitely a ride.
Oh, absolutely. And I suppose it's that little bubble you're in for such a short amount of time, and then you've got to go back to your lives. You've got to shut up about it. You can't talk about it to anybody.
No, and no one quite gets it either. Do you know what I mean? You can't describe the process of not just competing, but like making that TV show and how intense it is for everybody.
Yeah, it would be absolutely full on. But I mean, there must be so many things that you are proud of that you must have loved doing on the show, regardless. What was your proudest moment, the thing that you just stands out for you?
Do you know what? When I felt most proud was leaving, and I don't know why, but I think because I felt such a sense of accomplishment, it really did feel like the storybook ending for me on that show. I brought up so many things that I didn't think I would. Do you know what I mean? And that I didn't think I would even be comfortable talking about on such a huge platform, you know. And dancing for me, you know, again was something that was terrifying for me to do on such a huge stage, knowing that the world was watching, you know. So I think after doing that and being told to sashay away in such a beautiful way by RuPaul, I just felt proud of myself, and I hadn't felt proud of myself like that in a long, long time, and it was I felt so accomplished in that moment. Yeah, isn't that cheesy as shit? Do you know what I mean? Isn't that just ridiculous? But it really was that, and it's nuts.
I don't think it's cheesy at all. I mean, if that's what you're proud of, like, you're proud of what you want. Like,
I just felt so blessed to have been given what I got given from the experience. You know, God, I'm really sucking RuPaul's dick, aren't I? Shit.
You know, hashtag future opportunities. Who knows? But look, so like from the proudest moments, but let's go the other direction. What are some?
Yes.
Come on, what's your biggest regret? The one thing you're like, oh, why the fuck did I do that? Could I redo this?
There are so many things that I could redo, and I mean, I've said it probably like all day today as well. But like, I don't regret anything because what I did there got me to where I got, and I'm so proud of what I did. But what was some of the stuff I was wearing? Like, how much stuff was I wearing as well? You know, like this wig with that hair and that thing, and like, and there are fantastic ideas there. It wasn't all bad, but I think I've had a great lesson in editing on RuPaul's Drag Race, so I'm excited to show the world, you know, this new, more refined, a bit more, you know, Elektra with a bit more vision, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that happens so often with queens on the show. They come in, they do the show, and then it's this reflective process for you. You come in and you learn so many things about yourself, and then 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, 10 years for them, some down the track, they're just a completely different queen because of everything they've learned from that process.
Yeah, I felt like it. I think it was one of the first things I said to my boyfriend when I came home was like, I feel like a new person. I feel like a completely new person. It was like rehab.
Oh, that's amazing. And one thing that really wasn't mentioned much on the show that it wasn't until like the episode before last about who was single and who wasn't. So you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I have a boyfriend, my beautiful boyfriend, Michael, and he doesn't get enough credit, and he tells me every day. So big shout out to
Michael
him.
is his name, which is a good
Michael.
name.
It's a good name, strong name.
And how long have you and Michael been together?
We've been together probably just under 2 years now, or just over 2 years. I should probably get that checked because I might be in trouble. So, yeah.
And what does Michael do with himself?
Michael is that's such a good question. Right now Michael's upstairs probably on TikTok. He's obsessed with TikTok, and Michael loves to write my captions for my Instagram posts, and he loves to tell me what I look great in, and he loves to be supportive, and he loves to just be my biggest fan, I guess. Like, there's always like him there to come home to and be like, I don't know if that was right, or I don't think that was good, and he goes, you look great. You know, he's always the first one. He's always the biggest fan of my makeup. You know what I mean? So he's like, great makeup, you look pretty. So yeah, he's my biggest fan.
That's the perfect thing to have.
Yeah.
So he's your emotional support animal.
100%. Oh my god, 100%. Yeah.
All right. So from you and your ups and downs, I'm curious. Take yourself out of the equation. There are 9 other queens left. Which queen would you have most liked to see take out the crown out of all 9, irrespective of top 4s or anything like that?
You know, from walking in, like when I first saw everyone in the workroom, there was always something about Coco that was cool. I just sort of like Coco really, as much as she was a bit shady to me, straight away when she went, I was like, that's a woman. I was like, that is a woman, and she was fun as hell, and she was always nice to me, like not on camera, but she was nice to me, you know, and she, yeah, I like Coco. She had so much, like, our lip sync together, we were like grooving with each other. She danced with me. Do you know what I mean? I think, and if as a dancer, especially, you know, if we can go up to someone and be like, shall we? And she's gonna go, okay, you know, and that was it. Yeah, I think Coco. I would like to have seen Coco brought back. You know what I mean? I think that would have been great.
Beautiful. I mean, she was fantastic. She had such energy. When we get to speak to her, she was there. She's
alive.
I think
watching it back as well, Coco was great TV as well. Do you know what I mean? She had something to say, and I think that was great.
It was marvelous. Let's go back to this week as well, where obviously we had the talent show. What was your take? There was 5 talents on display. Your talent was there. Do you think that talents...
Your talent was there?
No. Like, your talent was good. I like the dance.
Thank you.
But I mean, your talent was there, and it's were 4 others, and they picked you as one of the bottom 2. Do you really think that you and Keita should have been the bottom 2 based on your talents?
Ooh,
I don't think so.
Depends. It does depend, because I had trouble the whole time trying to understand what the judges wanted from me. You know, you're constantly thrown new critiques and new things you can improve on because they want to see more. So it's hard to know sometimes what they're looking at, what they're judging it on. So if it was my thing, apparently it needed more comedy. You know, I did it for me, you know, in the end. But objectively, I could probably watch that back and go, yeah, it needed a drag twist, you know, it needed something for a bit of like light and shade, because I imagine it probably is quite emotional to watch, and it was emotional to do. Keita's I thought was cool, you know, it was so her. She's so bubbly and funny and, you know, and wonderful. But the arts, you know, that's the thing. Karen's I thought was really freaking cool and really funny at the time, but really She just blew a balloon up, an animal up, didn't she? She made a dog.
Yeah,
But,
look, yes.
That is just as valuable and just as good on stage as me dancing my heart out. Do you know what I mean? Depending how you look at it, you know?
Yes, I mean, all 5 of you were valid. You were all talented. There
Yeah.
was nobody there who was untalented. But when you have to rank them, we've got to put them from top
How
to
do
bottom.
you judge that, really? I mean, I should have won. No, I'm joking. No. I think it felt right at the time. Do you know what I mean? And in the lip sync, it felt right. And even right up when I hugged Keita goodbye, and she said, I think she said sorry in my ear. And I remember saying, this is right. This is like the right ending. I had just gone through such a journey emotionally on that show. To leave when I left felt right. It felt right. And I just felt really good. You know, Keita's there. Like, she's got this. You know, Keita has this. She had it before she went. Do you know what I mean? She is boss. She put so much into her drag, and she put so much into everything that she does. And I just think she's so deserving of this. And she's going to go far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, I've done all my math. I did my power rankings. I did. You were in the top 4 of my power rankings, just quietly. It wasn't supposed to be your week based on my math. Karen was supposed to go this week, so it's thrown everything amiss. But
I love the way people analyze the show as well, because watching it, and even though I was there, do you know what I mean? You analyze as you watch it back. You go, but she said that, and I thought that this. You know, it's it's hard to know.
It is so hard to know, and we look, and I crank in the numbers again, and like I can see very clear top 2 out of the 4 remaining there at the moment. So it's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen.
I'm so glad though that it's still sort of a surprise. Do you know what I mean? Even if, like, say if Karen was your prediction, as so many people have predictions of stuff. I love when people get to be surprised, because I think that's good TV as well. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
As disappointing as it can be, you know, as disappointing as it can be.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, you can be really championing somebody who's racing towards the end, and they're just killing it. You don't always want to see that. You want that surprise, and I think this is a good top 4 that is really going to give us a surprise. I think anything can happen. So we're very sad that we can't see you there, but we're going to be able to see you at other places. Now, obviously, we would love to see you come across the ditch to join us over here in Australia. So there's one very important thing that you're coming to join all of the girls for. You're going on tour.
We are. Yes, we're going to be touring all of Australia and New Zealand, and we're going to be performing in Auckland on my birthday, October 1st. So I'm very, very excited to put on a very, very big show for you all.
Fantastic. You excited for the tour? It's great. Like, every single one of you gets to just go round and round together.
I know. I think it's going to be crazy, and I think it'll be like our own little reunion, I guess. Do you know what I mean? We can chat all and get all our shit out of the way, and we can, you know, make buddies again, and, you know, talk it out, and put on a show for you all. I can't wait. And meet and greets. Yeah.
Oh, you got to do meet and greets with them as well. I didn't see that. That's fantastic. We love a good meet and greet.
There's meet and greets, apparently. Obviously, COVID depending and all that sort of stuff. But I can't wait to meet. Cause I've got so many lovely messages from all over. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to be able to give some love back. You know, I feel like you can only do so much over the phone. I want to meet some people, hug some people, and say hi. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, you can go and get all of those tickets online and look up the Drag Race Down Under tour, and make sure you go and connect with Elektra Shock on all of her social medias. You're on the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter, all of the things.
I am on Instagram mainly. Do you know what? I'm going to be full honest with everyone. Contact me on Instagram, because I don't go on my Twitter because, oh my God, Twitter's nuts. But Instagram, at the real Elektra Shock, I try to respond to as many messages as I possibly can, and I love all the art and the photos and all that sort of amazing, crazy stuff. So, message me. I want to do fun things. Let's go on holiday together. I don't know, do cool stuff.
Beautiful. We'll do that. Go and follow her on Instagram. And while you're here watching our video, make sure you click the buttons down here and you click subscribe to this Q News channel so you can see more of our videos, including the upcoming interviews that we're going to be having with Reese Nicholson and with our final 4, including our winner and runner-up coming up in the very near future. What was, just a quick one too, what was it like working with Reese? Because I tell you what, he's the fucking MVP of this season. I have loved him. Oh
my God, Reese. Okay, I love Reese. And you know what? Reese was amazing for, I think, all of us queens, because as there always is with RuPaul and Michelle coming from America, there's always going to be that little bit of cultural, like that little cultural barrier where they don't quite get some of the jokes or they don't quite get some of the references. And Reese just made us feel so at home. Do you know what I mean? In a space that we really were all quite tense. Reese just had like the funniest shit came out of his mouth. Do you know what I mean? And only half of it made the edit. Do you know what I mean? I love him. Go watch his Netflix special. He has an amazing Netflix special, and I'm sure he's doing amazing tours and all sorts of other things. So yeah, check him out if you don't know him already. He's amazing.
Beautiful. We love Reese Nicholson, and we love you too, Elektra Shock. Thank you very much for joining us.
And we're doing more than welcome. This has been amazing. Thank you.
It has been amazing. And thank you all out there for watching these every week and for reading my recaps on qnews.com.au. I will see you for our next interview. My name is Michael James for Q News. Have a fantastic day.